guys, it's Michelle Taylor Willis, and thanks again for tuning in to According. Hey guys, it's Michelle Taylor. It's Michelle Taylor Willis back at you. You're watching According to Michelle.
When it comes to the best biosecurity and biosafety protocols to help your business thrive during these challenging times of face masks, viruses, and gloves, schools, businesses, sports arenas, hotels, and even churches are turning to America's top COVID-19 experts.
Guarding is a solution that has the ability to change the way we fight COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Socrates Garrett, Chief Operating Officer for SRS Inc., the single source solution for biosecurity protocols. SRS will ensure that your business does not shut down.
What separates SRS from other companies? We understand that if you control your environment, you control the spread of COVID-19.
SRS, the one source solution.
Hey guys, it's Michelle Taylor Willis with another episode of According to Michelle. And today we were on location at Burn by Rocky Patel, located in the heart of the Battery. And actually, while we're sitting here, there's actually a Braves game going on. And so, unfortunately, there's no one there to watch it. But who cares about that? Because we care about what's going on right here, right? And so I'm so happy because I happen to be right here with the lead blender, the face, the brand ambassador, the guy who runs it all for Cohiba Cigars in North America. And that would be nobody other than Mr. Sean Williams. How was that for an introduction?
That was more than I deserve, probably, yeah.
I feel like it's not enough. I should have gone on and on. I could have gone on and on, but we just don't have that much time.
Yeah, you know.
I could have been like great dad, awesome husband, super tall guy. What are you like, 6'6"?
6'6".
I nailed that on the head.
You did? You did?
I knew it already. You told me before. I just kind of.
You're good. You're good.
So I could have thrown all that stuff in there, but for the sake of time, I figured I kind of cut it off.
There you go. Hey, let's get into it.
Just get into it. Okay, so speaking of getting into it, what the hell is a lead blender? Like, I mean, you're not putting tobacco leaves like in, Vitamixes, are you?
No, there's no blender involved. So, so blending a cigar or coming up with a cigar blend is akin to coming up with a recipe for a dish. And the only components involved in that recipe basically are tobacco leaves. But a blender is a person that basically leads the process to come up with the raw material, the components that come up into this come together in a cigar to create the profile for what the cigar is going to be. And that's a lead blender. So this cigar that I'm smoking, the Cohiba, Connecticut, there's a certain blend that makes the cigar what it is. And in cigar speak, we call that blending a cigar. The wrapper is from the Los Rios region of Ecuador. The binder is from the San Andreas Valley of Mexico. In the filler, you have tobacco from Brazil, Matafina tobacco. You have tobacco from the Jalapa Valley of Nicaragua, and you got a couple of tobaccos from Dominican Republic. So it's a lot more expensive with a lot more moving parts to bring all this material into one location to create a cigar.
So maybe the more or the different types of tobacco you have, the actual more diverse the cigar is, and then the more expensive it might be.
Yeah, that coupled with time. Time is probably the most expensive component to a cigar. And when
so it's like aging?
Yeah, exactly. Typically, the worst cigar, I shouldn't say the worst cigar, but...
Because there's no bad cigars.
There are bad cigars.
All cigars matter.
But the most pedestrian cigar that you may find if you walk into the humidor here, from start to finish, is going to take a couple of years. And the more time that you put into, aging and curing the leaves, typically the more expensive the cigar will be. That also is coupled with the actual leaf itself.
But why do people smoke cigars? Like, I do it to look cool, so I'm just like...
There are a lot of people that smoke cigars for that, and that's okay too. Just to look cool. That's okay too. So it was different things for different people. Like you just mentioned, you smoke a cigar to look cool.
I'm just kidding. I don't do it to look cool. I don't do anything to look cool. I am the cool kid.
You are?
So, people smoke
yeah.
cigars to be cool around
When
me.
you have inherent swag like you do, you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
it. But
who
not
needs
everybody
cigars?
has that.
Right. So
some
for those people,
actually
cigars
do
work.
grab cigars to look cool. And listen, and that's okay because it's all about an experience, right?
Right.
Like, so I would assume that if someone wants a cigar to look cool, it's because there's some event or there's some interaction or someplace they're going to be. So it's all about the cigar adding to that experience of whatever's going on. So that's okay. Then you have some people, for them it's a reward. Like, and since we're touching on that, there's sort of a misnomer that cigars is all about, people, super rich people or people who are balling out. It's really not that. I mean, the engine that really powers the cigar industry is, I'm not going to say the blue collar guy, but it's the working class to middle class. When I've spent time down in the factories working on the blend, because it's like it's not a home run, right? You're working on something that you think tastes good. It draws well, it's aromatic, and all these things that you like.
It draws well. That means that
the smoke flows through, the air flows through. Because you can get a cigar that's plugged and you go to puff on it and air doesn't come through, so it doesn't smoke, and that'll happen. And that's what I mean by performing. Like the cigar the construction should be up to par.
Gotcha.
That allows the cigar, if the construction is up to par, then you're not going to get all the different things as relates to the tasting notes or the room note as far as the fragrance and so forth. So you got to make sure that the air flows through the construction.
Gosh,
so that's what I mean.
Airflow, construction, room notes. So
room note is how you experience my cigar. The scent is how I experience my cigar, right? So you just sort of mentioned that you've smoked a cigar on occasion.
Sure.
So like right now, you're not smoking a cigar, but you can smell my cigar.
I can.
Yeah. So
that's the room.
So the room note is what everybody else sort of experiences from my cigar, like how it aerates the room.
Gotcha.
As opposed to when I'm smoking a cigar, it's a scent, and it smells uniquely different to me than what you smell.
Gotcha.
Like a lot of times, like I like when it's a cigar that I blended and I worked on. That I'm not smoking at the time, that somebody's lighting up next to me, like, wow, okay, because then you really experience it, sort of, as a observer, so to speak, and you really can pick up the scent or the room note a lot different than, like, I don't smell the cigar the same.
Can you taste it?
Oh yeah,
you can taste it, like it has a taste to you.
Oh, of course.
What does that cigar taste like? And what is that? What Cohiba is that?
This is the Cohiba
That's
Connecticut.
a big cigar.
This is a cigar that's going out because I'm talking too much. But this is the Cohiba Connecticut, and it's called Connecticut, as you can see, and it's called Connecticut.
Did you name that cigar?
No.
Have you named a cigar?
Of course.
Do you have like the Cohiba Sean?
No. So I have my own signature blend with Cohiba. It's called Silencio.
Silencio. That's silence.
Means silence. Yeah. So
see what I did there? Big brain stuff, man.
There you go. And that's a cigar. So if you see a Cohiba Silencio, that means that if somebody has that cigar, at some point they've probably met me, or they've been to some type of event that we've sponsored.
I don't
it's not
have
a cigar that we sell. What?
I mean, I've met you like 35,000 times. You mean to tell me, according to Michelle, somebody that I've met several times, and I'd say we're friends, right?
Yeah, of course.
He has his own freaking cigar, people, and I don't have one, a Silencio. So, I mean, maybe I do need to be one of the cool kids.
Well,
I'm crossing my hands on that one.
Charge that to the head, not to the heart, okay?
I'm not buying it. I'm giving you the emoji when like smoke comes out of your nose and you're like,
I'm going to relight my cigar.
That's me. So Silencio is your own personal blend, and special people to you have it. That's what I.
Wait.
That's what I hear you saying.
So no.
When you get in trouble at home, you don't want to talk to your wife anymore. You start lighting cigars so you can't talk.
No, I just leave. Kind of like rip the mic off and no. So Silencio was the and you know my history with my own cigar brand I had for years, right?
I know it, but they don't.
So
So you got your own cigar brand.
So yeah, had my own cigar, and just to kind of give people watching once over. So I've been in the cigar business for a decade and a half now. I launched my own cigar line back in, I went to Nicaragua to work on my first cigars in January of 2006. Worked with a phenomenal blender, rest his soul, by the name of Elio at the Placencia factory, and got my cigars on the market in late spring, early summer 2006. So had my own brand, had my own brand, operating it exclusively for a little over 10 years before the company, which is called General Cigar Company, largest premium cigar company in the country. They own the Cohiba brand. And they approached me about basically being the guy out front for Cohiba. So that meant basically walking away from my brand.
So talk to me about that, because that had to be a tough decision, right? I mean, you build something, you create it, and then the big guys come along and say, hey, we need you. How did you decide to pivot, so to speak, shift gears?
So I love making cigars. I love blending cigars. I love everything about creating this experience, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of look back at it and I think, what can I ever do in this industry to give me the platform and the team and all the things that come with Cohiba to do what I love to do? Like, ultimately, I get to do all the things that I enjoy doing as a cigar maker. I get to work on blending the cigars, working with teams, innovating the packaging, doing the promotionals. So I get to be in stores with consumers for events. All the things that I love doing without a lot of the headache, of running a small business, which
right.
A lot of times you run out of money before you run out of month.
Yeah.
You got to pay import brokers.
Run out of money before you run out of month. I love that. I haven't heard that before.
You get what I'm saying, right?
I do.
But I love that. That's sort of grind. As an entrepreneur, you love that. You love that sort of.
That's the rush.
Yeah, that's the rush. The uncertainty, the fire drills and whatever. But ultimately, I mean, I've done that for 10, 11 years, and obviously, built, a good name for myself in the business, and done well with my brand, well enough so that, again,
they handpicked you,
the largest,
right.
Premium cigar company in the game, and arguably the most iconic name in the brand, came to me and said, hey, we want you to be our guy.
Right.
Kind of hard not to really consider that. So for me, I kind of looked at it like, this may be, old heads may get this, right? And not to put myself anywhere near this
Being
plan.
an old head?
No.
Sorry.
Well, I am an old head.
I thought that's where you were going with that.
I'm 50 and happy. I'm an old head. But the comparison I'm about to make is not a comparison, because rest his soul, I'm nowhere near in the stratosphere, in the universe where he was. But I kind of thought about what Andre Harrell must have went through when, after starting Uptown Records and all the success that he had in the late 80s and early 90s, when Motown comes along and says, hey, how would you like to leave this thing you created,
right,
and lead Motown into the next generation, right? So, I mean, look what he had done with Uptown Records.
Right.
Like, I hadn't done anything near like that with El Primer Mundo Cigars.
Yeah.
But for
like
him,
the best in the game came, just like the best in the game came for him.
So
I get it.
So to go with an iconic brand like he did with Motown, and so much legacy, so much history, that's kind of where I looked at it. Like, okay, well, if I'm really passionate as a cigar maker, and I really, really enjoy being a part of creating this experience, how can I not do that for, again, arguably the most iconic name in cigars?
Just so you guys know, we are sitting here with Sean Williams, who is the lead blender and the brand ambassador, and he has his own cigar brand as well, which, this is my point, not only do I not have a Silencia from Cohiba, I also don't have one of his own. Yeah, you can see, put the camera on him. Do y'all see this? Do you see? Yeah, that's the face. Because he's got, you have your own line. I don't have either of these.
No, stop.
I don't have either of them. And so you know my hot head, and I'm getting
had my
heated.
Cigars before. Come on,
No, I have not. Don't try to, no. He's trying to make it seem like to the 2 million of you watching that he's,
I'm pretty sure when you had me,
I've had none of them. But you know what? It doesn't matter.
in-
It's not about me. According to Michelle, it's just the name. It's really about you. Please, tell me more about all these cigars I haven't had. Sorry.
So anyway, you're not right. I thought we were cool. I
thought we were cool too.
I'm going to have to reassess.
I thought we were cool too, because guess what? I have sofu masks. And guess what? Did I bring a sofu mask for you today?
You did
I
not.
absolutely did. I absolutely did. As a matter of fact, I'm going to step off camera, get my sofu mask for you, and I'm going to come back and bring it just to prove my point. Yeah. See, y'all think I'm playing with y'all around here. I'm not playing with y'all. See, everybody thinks I got jokes and see this? Look at this. Sofu mask. You're welcome. Do I have a cigar? No.
Thank you. This is a nice mask. But
And we're back.
So I'm looking at this mask. This is a nice mask. A couple of problems. First is sateen, and it's not going to fit my big head. But thank you. My daughter's going to love it.
Okay, listen, don't get mad at me because you don't have anything for me, and you attack
Wait,
back.
that's not true. Not
You
true.
attack back. You're like, how can I make this look
Do you have a
awful?
Michoud Irish watch? I'm pretty sure you have a Michoud Irish watch.
We're not talking about watches here, friends. We're talking about cigars. So tell me, seriously. Okay, so, but the reason I ask you about your passion is because I'm huge on people being able to do what they love to do. And not just do what they love to do, but like do what they love to do and be able to make money from it, right? I mean, most people, and you would agree with this, I would think, most people are, you know, they're in mundane, just like living paycheck to paycheck, doing stuff they don't even like doing, right?
Yeah.
There are very few people that are out here that are living the dream. And by living the dream, I mean passionate about what they do, loving what they do, and being able to bring home a check that would substantiate that work. You know what I mean?
I'm careful with discussions like that. And it's just, it was early today, and I was watching, I don't remember whose Instagram feed it was on, but it was an interview with J. Cole.
Okay.
I love J. Cole.
I do too.
He's kind of talking about, and I'm going to use the word he used, and give him a pass when I use it,
Okay.
because I'm sure he didn't sort of mean to apply it in a broad brush way, but he kind of talked about how most people are sellouts. People make allowances for certain things that they don't believe in just because they have to get by, blah blah blah. And then he kind of talked about, and he talked about how some people like to trade their lives or for jobs that they hate. They kind of sell out for is somebody's life worth $8 an hour, blah 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 blah. And I don't think, and then he said we're all sellouts. So it was sort of self-deprecating, like not belittling people who work jobs.
Right.
And the reason I'm careful with that is because it's easy for people in certain positions to kind of say, hey man, a lot of people, they're in a rat race and they're doing mundane things, they can't, whatever. I mean, the reality is, like, people have to survive, right?
That's fair. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you have to figure out how to survive before you figure out how to thrive, right? So for me, in any entrepreneur, I think the thing is the willingness, the stomach, or even the capacity to suffer. Because through the sacrifice, you're going to suffer, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody's cut off of that. Not everybody can
I would
persevere.
absolutely
And I think that's
agree.
the single biggest thing, because it's most entrepreneurs haven't invented some new technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of that these days, but a lot of times it's not inventing new technology or uncovering some new cure for this. It's not even about that a lot of times. It's just they persevered.
Mm-hmm.
They stuck with it long enough. Listen, I get it. Not everybody can stick with it.
Right.
I understand it. There were
But I mean,
a million
but there-
times that I, with my brand, I was thinking, what am I doing? This just doesn't make sense.
Right.
But for me, I found these little nuggets that sort of kept me going. Like when I'm at my lowest in the cigar business, I'll get a 91 rating in Cigar Journal and get a Best Buy designation in Cigar Journal. So I'm thinking, well, man, there's an audience for this cigar. Like
Those
there's
little wins mean a lot.
Yeah. There's
little
people out there
wins.
that actually dig what I do, what I bring to the market. So let me figure out the nuts and bolts,
Right.
on this side to keep. So, but listen, I get why everybody can't do that. I mean, there was a lot of tough times, not just for me, for my family. I get why some people just can't just throw caution to the wind and say, to hell with it, I'm out of here, I'm chasing my passion. Listen, that's not easy.
But to be fair though, there are a lot of people that are living their passion working for other people, right? I mean, there are a lot of people that love what they're doing and are collecting,
this is one thing I truly, truly, truly believe. If you can't be a diligent servant, you will most certainly be a derelict leader.
Wow, you got all kinds. Wait, lots of D's in that sentence. If you can't be a diligent, if you're not able to be a diligent servant, then you will most certainly be a derelict leader. So you, I love that.
You have to approach that.
Absolutely.
And right now, I get a paycheck every 2 weeks. I work for a company.
But you are passionate about what you love.
I love what I do. But at the same time, I approach this brand like it's my brand.
Right. And that's a mindset. Yeah. Were you raised by passionate parents?
You mean a passionate parent?
Parents, my mother? Because your father was.
My father was.
No, I get it. Mine wasn't either.
Yeah. My mom was is. God bless, she's still alive. Just turned 80.
Your mom's 80?
Yeah, turned 80 in May.
She's back in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we gotta have a gumbo cook-off because I feel like I would destroy your gumbo. Did you laugh? You said you did. I've been on my own show.
Oh my God.
I've been denied gifts. I've been laughed at to my face. I've never.
I'm sorry.
You had like a good laugh too.
You don't want no smoke when it comes to my gumbo.
I want all the smoke. My gumbo is amazing.
So this is a ruse for you to taste my gumbo. Just say, hey, Sean, make me some gumbo.
Sean, make me some gumbo.
Okay, because you don't want to challenge me.
It won't taste as good as mine.
This is a joke, right?
No, dude, I'm like a crazy cook. Like my food
I don't care. Where are you from?
It doesn't matter where I'm from. I know.
Was that a dodge? Where are you from?
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. Don't you try to punk me? I'm from Jacksonville. I know all the secrets about good gumbo, okay? Listen, okay, let me help you out here. My mom is from Mobile, Alabama.
You're getting closer, but you're still not.
I'm very close, friend. And so I'm just telling you. My roux is beautiful.
Mobile, Alabama created Mardi Gras, but they didn't create gumbo.
Listen, we're right. We butt heads. We're right there. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. In any case,
that's another show.
Your mom, we have to get on we got to get cooking in the kitchen with Michelle and Sean and have me. Man, when you taste my gumbo, you're gonna be like, what? You're from where? That's what you're gonna say. Then you're gonna apologize to me for laughing in my face. That's what you're gonna do.
I didn't laugh in your face. We're socially distant, so.
So your mom's still alive, but you said that your mom was.
Yeah. My mom's she's very passionate. She's even to this day like she has this volume that she talks in, and
like loud.
Yeah, and her filter can be. I wish she had more of a filter. So you're gonna know what she's thinking.
So Sean, what's your end game?
From a business standpoint, I don't ever see myself retiring, right? Love what I do as far as making cigars. I don't foresee myself doing what I do for any other brand or company outside of Cohiba. I still own my brand. It's sold online, and that's great. But as far as a cigar maker, this is like, where do I go from here, right? This is the best, and I'm doing it with a terrific company, an incredible brand, a great group of people, from the sales guys that I work with, the guys in the factory. I'm a lead blender, but they're like master blenders, guys who forgot more about cigar making than I'll ever know. In our factories in Honduras, Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua, Augustine and Yuri and Jonas and those guys, incredible. So I learned from those guys, incredible sales teams, brand. This ecosystem that I'm in with Cohiba is just, it's not perfect, but for what I do, it doesn't get any better. So this is the end game for me as far as cigars. Aside from that, I have my watch line. Which that's more than a watch line. That's a lifestyle brand that I'm building long term. So maybe the end game is that long term. I'm working on my third and fourth watch release, which will be out in a few weeks, and well, working on more than that, but the third and fourth release will be out in a few weeks, and have some other designs in the tank. Working on some women's offerings in the way of the watch line, and I don't want to add.
Maybe I'll get one of those.
I think you might, since you just like you keep swag shaming me. That's a new thing, swag shaming. She's swag shaming me. That's what she's doing.
I've never heard of that, but thank you for that.
I just made that up.
Oh, you did?
Literally.
Wow, hashtag swag shaming.
There you go.
I love it.
Yeah,
We're gonna make that a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing. So long term, I think just me shooting Irish just kind of build it out as a lifestyle brand. I mean, I just think there's certain things that all men should have, like, you know, irrespective of money, like any man of reasonable means should have a nice watch, should have decent shoes. Every man should own a tuxedo. Like so, there's certain things. So that's me shooting Irish long term, just kind of building out sort of the lifestyle, you know, branding for male accoutrement. But that's a long term plan, and I have fun with that. You know, it's good to be creating stuff. So that's
awesome.
Yeah.
So last question. What is one thing that most people don't know about you that they should?
That they should? They don't know. Maybe I don't want them to know. I don't know. That they should know. That I could cook a mean gumbo.
Oh my gosh, are we still on this?
You threw down the gauntlet. You can't challenge me on television and like.
Oh, challenges out
Listen,
there.
I'm from the Irish Channel, Uptown New Orleans. You're not gonna challenge me on gumbo. It's not happening.
I just did, friend.
Okay. Challenge accepted. We'll see.
So that's what you want to leave with. Your gumbo is the best.
Yeah.
That's all the time I got. I feel like I can
We
sit
just
here.
talked about that.
We talk about all kinds of stuff. It's great. That's what we do on According to Michelle. According to Michelle, it's really according to you, and it's according to you. So again, thank you so much to Burn by Rocky Patel. They have all kinds of cigars, but if you ever end up at this spot, you got to make sure you get a Cohiba and maybe a Silencia. And tell me how it is, because I've never had one. It's Michelle Taylor Willis. Of course, you can find me on socials at Michelle Taylor Willis. But until next time, I'll see you soon.
When it comes to the best biosecurity and biosafety protocols to help your business thrive during these challenging times of face masks, viruses, and gloves, schools, businesses, sports arenas, hotels, and even churches are turning to America's top COVID-19 experts.
Providing is a solution that has the ability to change the way we fight COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Socrates Garrett, Chief Operating Officer for SRS Inc., the single source solution for biosecurity protocols. SRS will ensure that your business does not shut down.
What separates SRS from other companies? We understand that if you control your environment, you control the spread of COVID-19.
SRS, the one source solution.
Hey guys, it's Michelle Taylor Willis with another episode of According to Michelle. And just like always, well not always, but like often, I'm here at one of my favorite spots, the Anguish Barber, where if you're a guy, this is definitely a place you want to visit. You can get a haircut, you can get your hair completely bald like my beautiful guest here today, or handsome maybe I should say. Really nice beard trim, and you feel all major and important, and you can do it while you have a great drink from the bar. So many thanks to our friends here at the Anguish Barber. But I also have to thank my other friend who I referenced earlier, who's handsome, not beautiful, because he's a guy. I feel like he gave me the eyebrow up when I said beautiful. Guys, we are here with David Smith of Legend Roofing, who has quickly become quite a legend in SoFu, which is South Atlanta, right? All 8 cities of South Fulton County, but really in Atlanta and Georgia. Yeah. So welcome. If we're on the radio, I would be like, you'd hear, ah!
Thank you very much.
And the crowd goes wild.
Thank you very much. Completely honored.
You're supposed to do that with me. Do it again. And the crowd goes wild. There you go. You're welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing this evening?
Well, I just, threw myself together a little bit. And
okay.
This is where I landed.
Well, you've done a great job.
Thank you very much, as have you. Or should I say, as have the Anguish Barber.
The Anguish Barber, they've really taken care of me. They've lined me up great.
Do you like it?
I'll be back.
You will.
Repetitively.
So, look at that. Do you see, guys, bring that camera back to me real
Amazing
quick,
place.
because I got to. This is the influence. This is what we do at According to Michelle. Do you see?
Yep.
We made the money just by showing up. I could do the same for you too. Hit me in my DM. Anyway, and we're back. David, you look great.
Well, thank you.
Seriously, I think, and I tell you this all the time,
Yeah.
I brag on you constantly. I think what you have been able to do with your business in a very short amount of time, which probably feels like forever for you, right?
Yeah.
But
Getting
on
there.
the outside looking in, I just feel like what you have been able to accomplish and the inspiration you've been to so many other small businesses in Atlanta and in Georgia is remarkable.
Thank you. Thank you.
And go ahead.
No, I was going to say we're completely honored. It's really not us. It's the citizens of South Fulton and greater Atlanta and beyond. But I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, because it's funny because when you started, your roots are in South Fulton, right?
South Fulton,
and in Soul
absolutely.
Food, and you built this whole Soul Food Strong thing. But
That's right.
but like any good business owner, you've expanded and you've grown
Yes.
and you've broadened your reach. And
That's right.
now you're doing stuff all over Georgia.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. All over Georgia, commercial, residential, you name it. But like you said, our heart is in South Fulton, and that's where we started, and that's
Yeah.
certainly where we will end.
Right. Well, you're all over the place right now. So let me ask you a question, because one of the things, as you know, which is really close to me, is just creating strong businesses and strong business relationships.
Absolutely.
And I know that where you're finishing right now in roofing is not where you started.
Absolutely.
So how did you land as a roofing contractor? I mean, is this kind of like something you always wanted to do?
No, as a matter of fact, it's something I stumbled into. They say with love, you don't fall in love, you trip over it. Well, it's sort of the same.
I've never
with
heard that, actually.
You haven't?
No. You trip over love? You don't.
Yeah,
Have
you
y'all
just-
heard that before? It's new to me. But hey, listen, I'm a millennial, so I don't know some of these old sayings that people
Oh yeah,
say.
well, it's old. But I just stumbled into my passion. It was just kind of a stroke of luck that I learned about the business and went into it to pursue it, and it's been very rewarding on a lot of levels.
You say stroke of passion. Are you passionate about roofing? What's the passion in the roofing business for you?
Well, the passion is being able to help clients to renovate their homes, and one of the key forms of roofing that we do is utilizing insurance to pay for the roofing, based on storm damage and so
Right,
forth.
right.
So we go into communities and we meet a lot of people of all ages, of all demographics that oftentimes need help with their construction on their roofs, and they don't know where to turn. So we get fulfillment out of walking them through the process and, making their homes more beautiful.
Right. So how did you stumble into this passion?
I overheard a conversation. Two gentlemen were speaking about roofing. They sounded like they had a lot of great knowledge, and I just dug into it a little further and went to work for a company that was based out of Kansas City. And just about a year later, I started my own, and now it's been almost 12 years. It'll be 12 years in August.
I can't believe that. It seems like we just celebrated 10 years.
Oh my
Was that
goodness,
2 years
doesn't
ago?
it? It was, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, time flies.
So you basically took advantage of an opportunity. You
That's
heard
right.
two people talking about roofing, I guess, how much money they were making.
That's right.
Really? And you
Yep.
said, your ears went, eh.
I said, hey guys, why aren't y'all doing it yourselves?
And then you asked yourself the same question, right?
And I made the move.
So at the time, what were you doing? Like when
was-
you overheard this conversation?
Yeah, I was actually, for 20 years or so, I sold exotic cars. Exotic and high-end luxury. So
Exotic.
Ferraris and
Oh, right.
know.
Exotic, like
Porsche.
only certain people can afford them.
Yeah, that's
Got it.
right, yeah.
I didn't know if you meant like they had like boa constrictors coming out of the windows.
No, I'm sure some of the leather probably had some boa in it.
So that's how you were in the car business.
That's right, yeah.
For
car
20
business.
years.
20 years.
Now that's like high-end car sales. That's a whole nother, that's like fast pace and you eat Burger King one night and Ruth's Chris the next, right? I mean.
Well, you would think that, but there's a lot of things that parallel in the businesses and a lot of things that are similar. So it's funny now because all of the account executives that work for me come from the high-end luxury auto industry.
Now, did you do that on purpose?
Yes.
Got you. Why?
Because they're more driven, they're used to the hours, they're used to hard work, and they find fulfillment in helping customers. It's attention to detail,
Right.
and you know, you're working with very busy people who are CEOs like yourself, and you know, you just have to learn to listen with the two ears that you have and kind of keep the one mouth shut and just pay attention to.
You're full of all kinds of cool.
Yeah.
I should be taking.
I've got some more too.
I bet you do. Wait, so the first thing you said was you don't fall in love, you trip over it.
You trip over it.
Which sounds ridiculous to me, but okay.
Okay, well.
And then the second one is, I forgot already.
Me too.
You got to catch them when they come, right?
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
to catch them when they come. So you intentionally went back and pulled these people into your team.
That's right.
Now, you didn't start with all these salespeople, right?
No. It's been kind of a trial and error situation. So I've hired people from all walks of life, and I've given them a chance. I've hired ex-convicts. I've hired servers, bartenders, but I found my niche with luxury car salespeople.
When you said, I thought you were going to say strippers, I was like, whoa.
One or
I
two.
didn't think
One or two.
Oh, you have hired
Yeah.
strippers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were you about to say that?
Got
and
one
you
now.
changed it? You have one now?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Like, which one? Everybody now is like racing to the phone. Legend? Something's wrong with my roof. I don't know what it is, but send the stripper.
Yep.
Okay, so you were in high-end sales.
Yep.
And then you heard the conversation. So was it at a time when you felt like you were ready to make a leap anyway?
Oh,
or-
absolutely. You know, with great risk comes great reward, and you know, I stepped out on faith, let my eagle wings spread, and flew.
Just, I mean, I'm not gonna keep writing this stuff down, David. Let my eagle wings spread.
Let my eagle wings spread.
Got you. You're all relaxed from the face thing that they did, right?
Oh, and
That's
the
what it
drinks.
is. And the drinks, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you on camera how many you had.
Oh no, just one.
Just one, okay.
Just one.
So you were ready to make the leap. You knew that it was time to do something different.
Yeah,
But you're kind of a perseverer. I mean, you've done a lot
I have.
in your life. It wasn't just until a few years ago when I saw the article in Southfield Lifestyle magazine, shameless plug.
That was a good article.
That was a good article. But yeah, you served in the military.
Yes, I served in the United States Marine Corps. Very proud. Semper Fi to all my Marines out there. Hoorah.
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 Is it okay for other people to say hoorah, or is it just?
Well, it's more of hoorah. And it comes from the diaphragm, and so we normally say, "Arr!" But if you write that down and you speak it phonetically, it's hoorah.
Got it. Hoorah.
You want to try it?
Yeah, wait, tell me how it should sound again.
All right.
Is that perfect?
She'll be a Marine soon.
Well, my favorite, I don't know if this came from the Marines, but my favorite saying is snafu. Is that a Marine thing or just military?
They've used it in the Marines, but I think it's more military. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know until about 5 years ago what that meant. Do
Yeah.
you know what it stands for?
Well, I used to know what it meant. What does it mean?
It means situation normal, all blanked up.
Yeah.
I didn't know when someone told me that, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Right?
We always said FUBAR,
Oh yeah, messed up beyond all reason. Right?
or beyond repair.
Beyond all repair.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's Marines.
That's more Marine Corps. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But the other one's more military.
You know, sometimes they'll copy. You know.
Well, everything started in the military. What was the first branch of the military?
You know, I believe it was the Marines.
Of course you do.
Yeah, 1776, November 10th.
Wow.
Tunn's Tavern, Pennsylvania is where they were founded.
So
Long before the country was a country.
Right.
Yeah.
So why the Marines?
Well, everybody just knows they're the best. They train the hardest. They have the most discipline. The uniforms look really good. And,
Okay, it's just regular camouflage, right?
dress blues.
Oh, Marines are in dress blues?
Yeah.
That's like the Navy
Standing
blue.
outside of the president's helicopter, Marine One, standing outside of the White House, guarding every embassy in the country, in the world. Marines in dress blues. Camouflage is if it's a combat environment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what do the Marines do?
Well, they do a little bit of everything. They're kind of a hybrid service. They specialize in sea, air, and land.
Got you.
Yeah.
So where were you?
Oh, I've traveled the world.
No, I mean, were you like sea, air, or land?
Oh, I would say I was more of land.
Not sea or air?
Yeah, my job in the military, oddly enough, was called NBC, but not like the radio station. It was nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what did you like do with
Well, I trained military personnel how to operate in environments where there's been threats of nuclear, biological, or chemical warfare.
All right, so how long was it again since you were in the Marines?
Oh my gosh, I got out in 1991.
Now
You're making me show my age with my gray beard.
Well, yeah, the gray beard pretty much did it. So, I mean, in all due respect.
All do.
So, but why did you leave? Was it just time to get out, or?
You know, I just wanted to broaden my horizons. I like change. It's the only thing that's constant. I think it needs to be embraced. And I think, you know, spending 6 years with the guys in the Marine Corps is more than enough time to learn and have fun and kind of go on and take what I've learned from them and apply it in life.
What's your fondest memory of serving?
In the Marines?
Mm-hmm.
I would say my cold weather training. Cold weather training.
What's that?
I'm a northerner. I'm a New York boy, but and I've dealt with some cold. But when you talk about extreme sub-zero temperature, it really it separates the men from the boys, if you will.
So that's what you remember the most?
That's where I had some of my most fun. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In sub-zero temperatures?
In sub-zero temperatures.
That is something you will never hear anybody say. Hey,
Not in
what do you
Atlanta.
love doing the most? Oh, just hanging out in like negative 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
What are you doing?
What do you like to do?
Yeah.
And I feel like your view of life is so different from everyone else's, but I feel like everybody should kind of think like you do, because your attitude, for the most part, really is always positive. You're always looking for, I mean, it doesn't mean you don't get frustrated. You're smiling. Why are you smiling when I say it?
I don't know, because I'm sure there's a number of people who would think the contrary.
Well, I mean, we all have our moments, but at the end of the day, you recover quickly.
That's right.
You know, you get crazy, you get wild, you get mad, and then you're back on it like, all right, I'm going to fix it. How am I going to do? What am I going to do about it?
That's right.
And I think, you know, so many people wallow in the like, oh my gosh, I screwed up, or I'm screwed, as opposed to, you know, being on the other side of that saying, all right, how am I going to get out of this?
That's right.
And you live more in the, how do I get out of this room and it's all going to be okay,
Yes.
right? And not like this dream world, but just a firm belief in you being able to dictate your results.
That's right.
And so that's one of the things I just find really interesting about you, right?
Thank you.
Guys,
It's a practice.
It is a practice, and I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Guys, we're sitting here with David Smith of Legend Roofing. He's the founder and owner and entrepreneur extraordinaire. He's grown an incredible business over the last 12 years. And we're just talking a little bit about life and military. Who knew? So anyway, so now fast forward.
Yes.
You hear the conversation. You start Legend Roofing.
Yep.
Now, at what point, because I know we've spoken before, you had a little bit of a setback with a crazy accident, right? That could have killed you.
Yeah. Well, which one are you talking about?
Right. There were so many. Tell us about all of them. I'm thinking of one. I'm trying to thinking of the car accident.
You're thinking
But
of the
I know-
motorcycle accident?
The motorcycle accident.
The motorcycle
But I know
accident.
there was another one which I'd love to talk about too if you are. So, but that's totally on you. But let's talk about the motorcycle accident because literally you could have died.
Yeah.
And you're still here.
I was flying around on 285, and it's so interesting. I was going to resign my position at my company the next day, and I was daydreaming, thinking about how I would approach the general manager and what we talk about in the time of day. And then I found myself going through a curve very fast and laying on the side of the highway. But some really great Atlantans stopped, pulled over, and helped me out. And got me a quick shuttle over to Grady Hospital. And
Grady's where you want to go,
that's
man.
where I
It's
wanted to
life
go.
or death.
That's where I requested.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grady.
We wouldn't be here without Grady. You're welcome.
That's right. That's right.
So do you remember what you were thinking when you were laying on the side of the road, or were you out?
Yeah, I was thinking, dag it, There goes lunch. No, I was wide awake. I was in quite a bit of pain. But again, adrenaline kicks in and you just have to, it's not about the situation you're in, it's how you react to it. So, pick yourself up or let others pick you up and get you in the ambulance. And
So how long did that have you down?
I was actually in Grady Hospital for about 30 days.
Wow,
and
30 days.
It took me about a year to learn to walk again. Yeah.
It's funny because when you say this, you're like, yeah, I found myself laying on the side and they came and they got me. So people could say, okay, well, yeah, he was probably good after a couple of days, but you were, you have to understand, he was literally out. And if those people hadn't found you in enough time,
I could have.
And the ambulance hadn't gotten to you in time,
it could have been really bad. There was actually a big dip down into some tall grass that, if I had gone in there and not too many people had seen me, I would have laid down there for some time.
Right.
So, yeah.
So why do you think God said not today?
Because I have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of people that I can help, and I think that the universe and God saw fit to see that through and make sure that I see it through. So that's my focus now. It's helping people. Yeah.
How do you take that responsibility?
Well, I start with the youth. Sometimes I see myself in the younger generations, and I try to keep them on track with the good parts and make sure they don't repeat some of my mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I love how you said, so I stopped trying. Right. Yeah. And I think you're right too, because at some point when you get to a certain age, you're just, not saying people can't change, but to your point, that energy can be infused in the people that
will receive it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's
important.
easy for them to pivot. It's easy for a 13-year-old to pivot, right?
They're not set in their ways. And
right.
That's the demise of most adults.
Set in their ways.
They're just set in their ways.
Do you feel like that's how you are? Do you feel like you can?
I don't have a way. I'm not set. I'm like water.
Fluid?
That's right. Bruce Lee, by the way, said that.
I'm like water?
Be like water.
And just ever-changing?
Ever changing. Take any shape that you can. Be forceful when required, tsunami-like. But you can distill back to the earth in the form of drops of water, which feed the plants and grow life and so forth. There's a lot of different characteristics of water.
That sounds like Wonder Twins activate.
It's very similar. It's very similar.
Wonder Twins activate. Form of?
CEO of Michelle Taylor Willis Enterprises.
Yeah. Like, what's your advice for people trying to get into the government contracting arena? Because you can't just jump into it.
No. You have to be in business a few years. Of course, they'll check your accounts receivables and things like that and make sure that your credit's good. But once you get in the space, I recommend after a couple of years in business, if you got the momentum, then you can pursue 8A. The great thing is there are a lot of great organizations and programs that are created by the government and some private entities which will help to guide people in that direction. So
you think it's it's working out great for you guys. Yeah. And I wonder too if it's better for some industries than it isn't for others.
I would think so. What I think purchasing is a great thing. The government needs a lot of toilet paper. We all found that out during the COVID thing. Everybody wants toilet paper.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah.
And people have got to sell it to them. So you don't necessarily have to have a skill or a trade. You can just be a supplier for the federal government.
Oh,
There's so much that they need. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Even like masks.
Yeah.
Guys, we're sitting here with David Smith of Legend Roofing. David is the owner, founder, all things Legend. So you've got boys and girls. And I know that you have your kids actually working in the business. Do you want to make this a legacy business?
I think what's great about people is their ability to choose for themselves which path of travel they'd like to go on. Mm-hmm. But it would warm my heart to see one of my children take over the business and really just kind of blow it up and explode it. They're all so bright.
They are. You've got great kids. And congratulations to Brandon, I think, that
Brandon
just graduated
from
yeah. Woodward. Where's
Yep.
he going to end up going to college?
He's going to attend Mercer down in Macon.
A friend of mine's a professor down there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I need to get their info.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is he excited?
He's pretty excited, yeah. So all the kids are kind of going on to new pastures. Got one at the University of Tennessee, my son Devin. I've got a 30-year-old and a 25-year-old up in Greensboro. I've got 2 grandchildren. And my baby girl is 13, and I have 2 amazing, beautiful bonus daughters that are 19 and 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it would be cool to see one of them kind of carry
the torch, yeah, it'd be great.
Well, it's funny, we see in some of the greats historically, right, black or white, where they raise the kids up, they go to college, get degrees, but then come back home to run the family.
That's right.
And I mean, even for me, I would love it to see one of my kids.
Well, you've got amazing children too.
Well, I've been very fortunate, and my kids are better. I say all the time, I feel like my kids are better human beings than I could ever be.
Oh.
You know what I mean? They're just...
And so you did what your responsibility was, and that's to make them go a little bit further. So that's
absolutely.
great.
Yeah. Well, we still I've got the 21, and then we know that we still got the 13 and I know the 21-year-old's good, the 13, the 11, and the 9-year-old. We got a few years on them.
Got a few years.
No, but they're fantastic kids, absolutely. Yeah. We are here with David Smith, owner, founder, creator, roofer of Legend Roofing Corporation. David?
You're so kind.
I am very kind, but not as kind as you.
Well, thank you again for having me. This is really amazing. Yeah.
Isn't this a cool spot?
This is so cool.
Hey, did they tell you they give you the kicker?
What's that?
Your service is on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just a little thank you for always being
Hey, look, this is so
loyal.
amazing. Yeah.
You've been a fan since we first met almost 6 years ago.
Yeah, well, I can spot good people.
Huh?
I can spot good people.
Thank you very much. I can too.
Yep.
That's why you're here.
Wonder Twins.
And that's why I'm here. Wonder Twins activate. Form of good people.
Good people.
Oh. Is that what they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember
the
any.
Explosion and
I don't remember the details. I just remember Wonder Twins.
A little older than you.
Well, you are. You're a lot older than me because I'm like millennial-ish. All right. One question and then we're going to play a game.
Okay.
The question is, what is something you feel like people should know about you that they don't?
Well, that I am very shy.
I know, right? Even off camera, it's like, really? Now he's just lying.
No. I've exercised it out of...
Around, like, seriously. But you know what, though? I think I hear what
I'm a Gemini.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it means that we have 2 distinct personalities. So sometimes we're the life of the party, we're extroverts. Sometimes we like to be alone and spend time by ourselves.
With your thoughts?
With our thoughts.
So, but I get that though too, because I think you're an extrovert when you're in the situation to be one.
Yes.
Right? But when it's time to decompress,
I love to sit at home.
You just like to be,
watch TV, hang out with my family.
Got it.
Hang out with my beautiful wife.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna play a little game, guys. I got a great game. It's called Connect the Words. So here's how it goes, okay? No one knows how to play this game because it's my game. I just made it up, literally. Okay. I'm gonna give you a word.
Okay.
And I want you to give me one word that you feel connects that word or is aligned with that word, okay? So we'll start like a practice round.
Okay.
Okay, so practice round, like plant.
Based.
What? Oh! What? What is happening here?
Impossible Burger.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Play it big. Got it. Okay.
Is that it? That's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you get the game, right?
Okay.
You guys get the game? Okay. All right, so drink.
Menu. I'd like a drink menu, please.
Okay, fair enough. Fire.
Excuse me?
Fire.
Fire. Water.
Okay. Business.
Acumen.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Started off kind of weird, but
Cause I
building,
owner,
real estate,
mogul,
enterprise,
rental car. Had to go there.
that was a good one. Legacy,
Legend.
best roofer in the world.
Me.
I could not have ended that on a better note. Dave, thank you so much.
I'm
You're
honored.
amazing.
Thank you.
I would give you a hug, but it's Rona. So
Let's
you
do
know,
that.
maybe one last Wonder Twins. Wonder Twins activate form of
Amazing, beautiful people.
yes, which we don't have to transform into because we're that already.
Bam.
So yeah. Guys, I have no idea what just happened here, but we're closing out another episode of According to Michelle with Dave Smith here of Legend Roofing. You can find them on socials at Legend Roofing. David Michael Smith is the bomb and has turned out to be an amazing business owner. So if you need roofing, gutters, whatever, make sure you call them. I'm Michelle Taylor Willis. You can find me on IG and Facebook at Michelle Taylor Willis. On Twitter, Michelle T. Willis. Of course, you can always go to my website, MichelleTaylorWillis.com. It's another episode of According to Michelle here at the beautiful Anguish Barber. And until next time, see ya.